a plan B. You can't have a plan B, or you'll never just fully invest and fly with plan A. And or if you've gotten to the point where most of us have been through plan A, B, C, D, E, and F, and we're on plan G at this point. But one of the things is when you totally commit and focus, because where the focus goes, the energy flows. You know, you really put all of your energy into something, and if you feel like you're sort of losing momentum, you know, flap the wings harder to pull yourself up. And if you're flying higher than you're comfortable, then, you know, slow down a little bit until you can catch your breath. But that's really the common thing that we found, and to be comfortable with struggling. And using the sense that the strength is in the struggle, and you commit to it. And we have a rule in our household: we don't use the word if. It's just when. When this happens, you own and claim your success, and then you go out and live in it. Just like assuming the sale, it's done. So it's already done, and you know, we know, like Chris and I know what our, you know, goals are, and we just say, when we get to this point, when we get to that point, not if. So there's no plan B. That's what we decided.
Oh gosh,
You guys forgot.
we kind of were pretty much on the same page that you were. All of us are pretty much independent business owners as well. And it's very difficult to have a plan B when you are the plan A and B, and, you know, as you went on and go through the alphabet. So it's very difficult for us to say that there is a definite plan B. It's nice to know that we have a little bit of backup, and some people that may be working in our offices that maybe possibly they can do a little bit more for us, but most of us, like I said, are in. We're the one. So it's fun to be the one, but it would be nice to have a B. So we'll have to call each other back and forth if we need a B, I guess, and see how
We said plan B stood for bankruptcy. It's either this works or I'm done.
We're pretty much in the same boat. Yeah. Yeah, there's no vacations unless you take your work with you. It's very difficult.
We had a very similar conversation. I mean, plan B is making sure you have adequate support and that you're not afraid to use that support when you need it. Being friends, coworkers, you know, other people in your similar industry, or whoever is willing to lend a hand. And we talked a lot about, you know, different kinds of support and being willing to use them and not closing yourself off to them. But, you know, life happens, and you've got to go with it and hopefully, you know, come through it with a smile and a positive attitude and deal with what you're dealt.
All right, I'm going to stand up and be the contrarian.
Damn.
As a business coach, you need a plan B, and part of your responsibility as a business owner, and I understand, first of all, I understand that when you get to, I think it was Magellan, they said when he got on the shore, he burned the boats, right? You have to fully commit. You have to say, hey, we're not going back. And part of your responsibility as the owner and an entrepreneur is to take time, Covey calls it quadrant 2, not urgent, but important, to create a plan B over time. It's not something you sit down and do in a day. It's not something you do and then you're done. Wonderful, it shows up. It's something that you create, you envision it, you begin with the end in mind, and then you go back and you take portions of your day and your week and you build that plan B until it comes into place. And you can get there. I have helped multiple clients get there, and working through it myself, you can get there, but you can't give yourself the out to not have plan B. It's too much stress, it's too much craziness, it's too much drain on you as the entrepreneur. So, get a plan B, build a plan B over time.
But what happens when you're already in plan B? Do you plan B again?
Yeah, absolutely. It's part of the course. And you can adapt plan B to move forward. And you have to build your support team, and you have to not make it about you. This is the challenge that I found with a lot of entrepreneurs and a lot of business owners, is because it is all about you, and it has to be all about you to start. And then you get to the place where you have to say, you know what, this is not all about me. I need my people to be better than I am. I need this staff, this crew. Kelly's a great example of it, by the way. If you ever want to know what a plan B looks like, talk to Kelly. You need a business that's up and running so that you're not the hub in the center of it. And you can get to that place. It is not easy. And I've worked with many business owners who are white-knuckled on the wheel saying, why can't I get anybody else to drive this car? White-knuckled on the wheel. It takes time, and you have to keep your head up and focused on it. Really good.
If you have no other concept of what specifically you, Kelly, I mean, you have a business that you can develop to be sold. That's Plan B. You can't work anymore. Develop your client base from the standpoint of going, okay, how do I make this efficient and how do I have this client base that is worth something to somebody else? That's your Plan B. You can sell it. So make something that you can sell, if nothing else. If it can't operate without you, because a lot of you guys are sole proprietors without any staff, what do you have that is worth something to somebody else? I mean, I'm a payroll company. I can sell my payroll company to ADP or Paychex tomorrow. I wouldn't do that to my clients because that's not what I'm about, but that's my Plan C. I mean, if I'm NetPay, by the way, NetPay didn't do this. Why didn't they sell their clients to ADP and Paychex and protect all of you? That's not what they did. They went under. They didn't have a Plan B. I build PaySmart every day to be able to sell it to somebody else, but my staff runs that with or without me. I can go away for a month and be out of the country and they can't contact me, and I will come back and that place will be humming. I won't have any mail, and all my clients will be happy.
In creating your Plan B, you will work your Plan A better. You'll work more effectively within your Plan B. And once you get Plan B there, you don't have to pull the trigger on it. You don't have to go, well, I'm building it to sell it tonight. So Kelly hit it perfectly. She could, but doesn't have to. And you're in such a powerful position as an entrepreneur and owner in that place that you get to just say, okay, this is really nice. And then you become a better owner. You become a better entrepreneur because you're more comfortable. You're not frenetic. You're not white knuckled.
See, it's interesting because it's a matter of semantics to me. I assume me, you know, I just brought on a new employee. I have a consultant. I've moved office space. I'm growing the technology. To me, that was all part of Plan A, was to grow the business. Because, you know, eventually, you know, if my husband and I want to start a family, and the whole business has to be able to run without me there all the time. I just assumed all of that was part of Plan A. So maybe I am planning Plan B the whole time by growing and training other people, so.
And what I've found is most business owners are, because at some point when you make the decision to step out of being an employee and into an owner, you've kind of got to have an idea of why you do it. You're doing it for a reason, but to clarify and codify that reason and to put it into a strategy that you can execute with that in mind, with the end in mind, that is, you know what, I want this thing to go without me complete. When you get to this, it's a wonderful place when you get there.
Sweet spot.
It's a very sweet spot.
I think our group kind of talked about several of the points that were brought up all around. We talked about having a family support system for part of Plan B when emergency arises and you need help, you need something to go on. Don't be afraid to call people that you can count on. Not everybody here comes into that situation.
No,
so
I
don't
don't.
have kids at home anymore.
I joined forces with my competition.
And but we also talked about having second sources of income, kind of having Plan Bs when times are tough. And I myself have 2 businesses going. She works 2 different jobs, having 2 different ways of having an income. And then while we were all talking about that, my thought was, I don't really have a Plan B. I don't want a Plan B. I do have a Plan B, but in the same respect, that Plan B is more of a long-term thing that over time I want to retire with that and just enjoy life, and that'll be a Plan B. But right now, all my service goes into Plan A. So I think we kind of covered from what we talked about all 3 years.
I just want to make a comment. I don't know, CPAFE, Central Pennsylvania Association for Female Executives, had their meeting this week, and Deb Pearson from Pearson Consulting spoke, and it was an excellent presentation. She talked about this, and she obviously started her company from nothing, and it's very successful. But she talked about how she, as the owner entrepreneur, could not give up that control because she felt that the company would fail if she walked away even for a week, and decided to take a 2-week vacation and worked with her employees in preparation of this, did not think about it after 2 days, and they survived, and they took some control themselves, took some independence, made decisions, and she felt that that was really empowering her employees. So one thing that she talked about in mistakes and looking back on growing her company is have a Plan B, be able to empower your employees, and you may not have a lot of employees or employees to do that,
but to have somebody, because you've got to have some kind of life through the growth of your company. So it was an excellent presentation, and that's one thing that I walked away. I'm not an entrepreneur. My plan B is I'm the only marketing person for 13 clinics. I am taking a vacation next week. Our administrator, on my email, on my phone voice, she will take over the role of any problems that are going on, and I can prepare her for that. But I will not go through life not taking time off. That's just the way it is.